I'm here with a fully assembled Creality K2 Plus with the CFS system, and we are going to walk this printer through setup, configuration, calibration, and test print right now. Once you have gone through the assembly process, plug in your printer and turn it on. During this process, your CFS screen should show a few numbers and a blinking white light. I'm going to choose English and press Next. This screen will ask you to remove 4 screws from the bed. We've already done that. Go ahead and press Next. The machine is now asking that you are sure there is nothing inside the printer. If there is nothing inside the printer, go ahead and press Next. Check the privacy box. You have no choice. Press Next. Go ahead and choose your network connection. If you are unsure the accuracy of your typing, you may press the little winky symbol right there and it will show you what you've typed. Press Enter and it will connect to your Wi-Fi. You'll now see an IP address and a little green check. Go ahead and press Next. Choose your time zone. I will choose EST and press Next. Now it's time to set up Creality Cloud. If you do not have a Creality Cloud account, now is the time to make one. You may do it with the Creality app or with CrealityCloud.com. Go ahead and make that account now, then come back and open the Creality Cloud app on your phone. It will look like this, and scroll down and click right here on Workbench. On Workbench, press the plus symbol and choose Scanning Code to add devices right here. You will see this symbol pop up. It's looking for a QR code. Go ahead and scan that QR code. It has detected your K2 Plus. Now it's time to add a name for this gigantic printer. I will name mine Anna. Press Finish, and you should see in your list of printers, Anna, or whatever you named your printer. With the K2 Plus bound to Creality Cloud, you will now have access to it via CrealityCloud.com and the Creality Cloud app. I am going to take this moment to add my printer to my K1 group. Press on the gear, press Add Printer to Group, and you'll see I have a group called K1. Touch that and press Join. Backing up to the home screen of my Workbench, you will now see under My Devices, the K1 printer group, and in there you will see my K1, my K1 Max, and my K2 Plus. While I suspect the printer will need a firmware update, it will not allow you to update the firmware before the calibration. After doing this calibration, we may need to update the firmware and run the calibration again. For now, go ahead and press Start Detecting. The screen will walk you through the steps that the printer is taking. During this process, your printer may make lots of knocking and vibrating noises. That is normal. Don't be alarmed and don't interrupt the process. When doing this process, please don't put anything on the printer other than the CFS. Please don't leave the door open. The printer is going to do vibration calibrations, and we want the machine to be in the condition it's going to be in while it's printing. I will open my door for the purpose of this video. The self-check is now complete, and for whatever reason, the Creality toolhead fan has fired up. Go ahead and press OK. As predicted, the K2 Plus is looking to do a firmware update. Go ahead and press Download. Unlike the old days of complex firmware updates, the K2 Plus firmware update is as simple as the touch of a button. You may go ahead and slide the screen while it's downloading. When it's time to install the firmware, the machine will power cycle. This will kill the power suddenly and reboot the K2 Plus. Annoyingly, even though we predicted the need for a firmware update and the need for a subsequent calibration, the machine does not allow firmware updating prior to initial calibration, and we will now have to go ahead and go through the calibration process again. Press OK, touch input shaping, touch auto leveling, press start detecting. You are on your own this time. I'll be back when it's over. Self-check complete. Go ahead and press OK. Be careful not to habitually press the green button. It is not next. It will start calibrating again. Go ahead and press Home. Your K2 Plus is ready for use. It's now time to add the K2 Plus to Creality Print. Please download and install the latest version of Creality Print 5 or whatever is the newest version of Creality Print at the time you are watching this video. Here we are in Creality Print 5. You should download and install the latest version. By now, you should have a Creality Cloud account. If you do not, please make one now and return to this screen. Once here, go ahead and log in to your Creality Cloud account. To connect Creality Print to your Creality Cloud account, you will want to drag any file into your project. Once here, with any model dragged onto the bed, simply slice the plate as it is, and you will see the option to upload to Creality Cloud has illuminated. If this option is not showing, click on the arrow and re-choose Upload to Creality Cloud. With Upload to Creality Cloud illuminated, click on that button and you will be presented with a login for your Creality Cloud account. If it looks like this, you are already logged in and ready to upload. Let's go ahead and add our K2 Plus to Creality Print. Look up here on the left side of the screen for the word printer. If you don't see this, click on this icon right here. On this section, find the pull-down menu, scroll down and click Add. If this is your first time opening Creality Print, it will likely take you to this screen during the setup process. You can see Flagship Series is already chosen for you, and you will find the K2 Plus right here. Go ahead and click on 0.4 millimeter. This is the nozzle that came pre-installed on your K2 Plus. Choose OK, and you will be returned to the project screen looking at the K2 Plus bed. You can confirm this by looking up here and seeing K2 Plus 0.4 nozzle is showing. At the time of this video, the default profile is showing the wrong bed. While I do prefer smooth PEI plates, the K2 Plus does come with a textured PEI plate. Go ahead and switch to that. You are now ready to slice a model for your K2 Plus in Creality Print. We will cover that in another video. However, let's quickly go over your options to print from Creality Print to your K2 Plus. With a model on your bed, sliced and ready to go, enter the preview screen and look down here. You have three options. Export to local, where you can use a USB stick or a memory card. We won't be doing that. LAN printing, where you can print directly to the printer from your computer here in Creality Print, or upload to Creality Cloud, where you can then log in to crealitycloud.com and initiate the print from there. That is my preferred method of printing. However, should you simply like to send a print directly from Creality Print to your K2 Plus, go ahead and choose LAN printing. Once on the screen, click the green button, and you will see your K2 Plus is not showing. To connect your K2 Plus, simply click on Multi-Machine. Once in here, choose Scan Add. You will see all of your machines on your current network. Go ahead and check K2 Plus and choose Add. With the K2 Plus now showing, return to Preview, close out that box, re-enter LAN printing, and you will now be able to choose the K2 Plus to print directly from Creality Print. Notice you have the CFS installed, and you will be able to tell it which filament you'd like to print. and you will be able to tell it which filament within the CFS you will be using to print this model. Go ahead and press Send G-code. With your K2 Plus assembled and configured, it's time to load your CFS with some sweet new filament. In order to do this on camera for you guys, I have to stand on a step stool because the machine did not come with a cable long enough to side mount this machine on my desk. Typically, my test would be a doggy, but since the Creality K2 Plus comes with a multicolor benchy, we will go ahead and print that. And Creality did supply blue, black, red, and white. Let's get them into here. Step 1 is to unlock the CFS. Do that by sliding both latches towards the back of the unit. With both latches slid to the back, you should be able to easily open the lid of the CFS, making the machine approximately 12 feet tall. Here in the back of the CFS, you will find 2 desiccant trays. Open these trays by placing your finger in the front and simply popping it up. Inside those trays, you will find 2 desiccant packs inside little plastic bags. Open the bag and remove that pack. It's folded in half. You can leave it that way and stick it back where it came from. When placing it back in the unit, place the fatter side toward the back of the machine. This will make it easier to reconnect the lids. Go ahead and do that now. They bow downward towards the machine. The Creality manual refers to each filament slot as a silo. Let's pretend we want to load a filament into the filament spool rather than the CFS. Press on the hamburger, press on filament, and you will see the machine is expecting a filament in the spool holder. We can also RFID read that spool by using the RFID reader indicated by the RFID icon on the side of the machine. Let's do that now. Let's load a roll of blue filament into the spool holder. We will do that by touching the Creality logo onto the RFID logo and waiting for the beep. The beep indicates a successful read, and you will see the spool holder has illuminated blue, indicating that blue filament is loaded onto the spool, and you will also see that it got that information by reading an RFID chip. To learn more about the filament loaded, simply touch the pencil. It shows up as Creality PLA Hyper PLA blue with recommended nozzle temps. To remove this color from the spool holder, simply touch Reset and press OK. You will see the filament has been removed from the spool holder. Let's go ahead and load the CFS. You will load the filaments into your CFS, and the machine will read those RFID chips and populate the slots. Let's go ahead and load up our colors. We will start with white. Here you will see the spool holder, slot 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D. 1 referring to CFS1 in the event you have multiple CFS units. Simply drop the spool into the slot. It should roll smoothly, and the filament should come over the spool. Feed it down into this funnel until the K2 Plus CFS grabs the filament and sets it up how it likes it. Having set up and read the RFID chip on the white Hyper PLA, you will see slot 1 has populated with white. The CFS information screen is slightly different than the spool holder. Instead of the pencil, you will touch the eyeball. The eyeball will show you Creality, PLA, Hyper PLA, the color, and the nozzle temp. Go ahead and press back. You will notice there is no reset. That is because to remove the filament, you will physically remove it from the CFS, or if it's loaded into the hot end, you will press retract. Let's move on to the other 3 colors. Blue, red, black. Notice that I installed two 1 kilogram spools and two half kilogram spools, and the K2 Plus represented this on the screen with full icons and half icons. And it is time for our test print. With the CFS loaded with 4 beautiful Hyper Series filaments, we are going to go ahead and do our first test print. We are going to use the multicolor benchy that came with the machine. However, I find manufacturers tend to push their sample files too fast, trying to show off the machine's speed capabilities, and I'm not entirely confident that this sample test print is the best way to judge your printer, and I fully suggest you go ahead and slice and print your own test file. I'd also like to note, we don't know anything about this printer, this print bed, and what it's been through since it was manufactured, tested, packed, and shipped across the planet to your doorstep. Having said that, do you really want to send your test print to this print bed as it is? Let's not do that. Go ahead and grab a blue Scotch shop cloth or something similar. Some IPA, I like to use a low percentage. This is eyeglass cleaner. It's simply alcohol and water. Go ahead and use whatever IPA you have available. If you don't, I would get some. I do like to use lower percentage IPA because it leaves less residue and it evaporates slower, allowing me to absorb more of the impurities onto my towel, rather than just have the IPA evaporate and leave it all back on the bed, the same way a saltwater fish tank evaporates the water and leaves the salt and other impurities behind in the water. The benchy will print in the center of the print bed, so I'm going to focus on that. Unlike other printers, you may notice the bed actually moved when I wiped it down, and I was gentle. It may be best to remove the bed when wiping it down. However, should the bed move, don't worry, the K2 Plus has a self-correcting bed. When initiating your next print, be sure to check the box that says calibration, and your K2 Plus will correct that bed movement. I do not recommend printing pre-sliced G-codes from anybody. However, for this test print, we'll go ahead and do that using the pre-installed multicolor benchy on the storage of the K2 Plus. In the future, please slice and send your own files from Creality Print to the K2 Plus, rather than use any pre-sliced G-codes from anybody, including Creality. To initiate this test print, we will touch the folder icon. Inside this folder, you will see the Creality logo, a multicolor benchy, and a single color benchy. We will touch the multicolor benchy. Here you can see it will use all 4 colors: white, black, blue, and red. On the screen, you have 2 options. 1, enable CFS, that's mandatory. 2, calibration. On other machines, I would tell you to uncheck calibration and to only recheck calibration if you've done several prints without it, if you've touched the printer in any way, or if you're doing a large complex model with lots of bed contact and you need to be absolutely sure the bed is perfect. However, because this printer has a moving self-correcting bed, I suggest at this time we leave calibration checked. That way, in case you move the bed while removing a model or wiping it down, the K2 Plus will correct and adjust that bed prior to your print. Go ahead and press print. Here you will see current nozzle temp followed by program nozzle temp, current bed temp followed by current bed temp, current chamber temp, light on, light off. This calibration will adjust the bed, including any necessary tilt adjustment, ABL mesh adjustment, and Z offset adjustment. Hopefully, like me, you have a successful print. You may go ahead and gently grab and pop off your benchy. If this was a bigger print, please flex the bed instead. Go ahead and pop off your prime tower. It came out really nice. I actually printed this twice and found that the second one printed even better. If you have a successful benchy like this, it's time to learn Creality Print 5 and test print your own sliced model. With your multicolor benchy in hand, your Creality K2 Plus is assembled and configured, and you are ready to put it to work.